Good morning. If you joined me yesterday, you will know what a mess I made of this attempt at painting with what brushes I had on hand on a project piece that's for a contest called How Do You Do White. This is probably not going to be my project piece, but maybe a miracle happened today. I don't always trust what comes through on art to be coming from me. Let's hope that some artist up there in the world can send some artistic vibes down through my fingertips today, because what I came up with yesterday was a total mess. The thick clumps of the paint that I splattered on there with the squirt bottle yesterday afternoon, well, I tried to smooth some of that over after, and then I actually put some of the Liquid Patina over it so I would be able to paint over it this morning, but that's all cracked up. But I'm not minding all that being cracked up because I was going for a textured finish anyway. So I found a big wad of brushes at home, and then I found a big wad of palette knives, so I brought them. Yesterday I was going with just whatever whoever was on here was telling me to do, like don't do a vase and add some more blue at the top and add some more pink and this and that was a lot of fun, and I laughed, and I really needed all that laughing. So I'm gonna just try something else on top of it, because that's the good thing about paint is you can always paint over it. But I'm using the DIY paints on this and not acrylics, so I can't just paint over it, because when I wet it, it's going to reactivate the paint that's underneath it and bring that color back up, except for on the flowers where I threw on a top coat last night so that wouldn't bleed back through. That I still have the objective of white being the focus of attention on this piece. That's still the main thing. Whether these lollipop looking things still remain to be flowers or not, I don't know. I figured I may as well still have a good time and share it with y'all, and just go through the sort of the therapeutic process of what you get to do when you just don't have expectations on yourself. So I'm going to grab this big old palette knife because it's my favorite, and I'm going to darken back up this very top. There we go. I like it better already. How about that? Probably need a little bit smaller of a palette knife. And grab this one. What I'm going to do now is either pretend this is going to go down into the Apothecary, that it's either going to resemble a table in a minute or it's the ground, the grass. Doesn't too much matter. Okay, I'm going to grab some of this. What I'm going to try to do right here is mist a little bit with this water right there at the line between those two and see what happens. I'm good with it. No good with it. I'm gonna try it again. I do like it better already. It's less lollipoppy without those lines through the middle. Here's what I'm thinking right this minute. I have these. What if I choose a stencil and then go over the flowers with that design? This, or we've got this quatrefoil. What I have somewhere here is a chip brush that I cut the tip off from. Here it is. See how like a regular chip brush length would be like that. I cut these off so that made them real stiff, and that's what I used to stencil with. Okay, I have some vintage linen. That's what we're gonna go for. Okay, I'm just gonna dab down in that white paint. I'm not taping this stencil down or anything. You can tell a little bit, it gives a little bit of texture, and I'm going to continue with the other flowers. Okay, I'm going to set that aside, and here's my new idea. I'm going to use this, I'm going to do this in one streak down each one to semi-resemble leaves and stems. Where when I put some green on there, maybe that'll highlight the edges of it. It's showing up a little bit, an indication of it. Yay. I like it. I think I'm gonna go with swirls in the flowers right this minute because I want this to dry a little bit more, and I probably will do some drips on it. I have my favorites. I love this little tiny one. This thing is tiny, tiny. I'm gonna just make some squiggles in my flowers with it. I'm gonna put a quick coat of Liquid Patina underneath the flowers from here down to go, well, I'm going to dry it a little bit first to seal that, and then I'm going to go back to this kissing booth, this bright pink, and sort of make a line of it there, and then squirt my water over it and paint Pixie number 8. I also need to put a little bit of some kind of leaves in there. I'm wanting to mix some green up in the blue. All I have is the Fancy Farmgirl in here. I'm going to squirt a little bit. I got too much of that, but I'm going to squirt a little bit of that in there. And I'm going to mix a little bit of this Letterpress gray with it to deepen it just a tad. But when you're mixing paints, if you mix white with them, and I hope I'm going to say this right, if I was to have mixed white with this green, I would have made a tint of the Fancy Farmgirl. If I mix gray with it, that's a tone. And if I mixed black with it, that would have been a shade. So I'm trying to stay in the same color family of green, but get it to be a different tone of green. Hope I said that right. Move over at least part of this green in with, gray in with my green to deepen it up. I'll mix it all in there. May even want it to be a blue-green. We'll see. I'll need 2 shades of it maybe anyways. I'll do this a minute, then I'll come back and add some of the Bohemian blue. So I'm just wanting to come in and be a little bit of a leaf here and there. Resemblance of a leaf. Mix that in there and see if I can get a deep blue-green. Oh yeah, that's very pretty. I'm going to use this to kind of make some veins in my leaves. Sort of went too soon with my Liquid Patina because I'm going to need to do that again now. Just grab a chip brush. I'm losing a lot of my stencil from earlier. I may put it back. I'm going to come back with another one and just go straight polka dots in my flowers over the pink with the white. And who says stems have to be green, right? I'm gonna go again with the kissing booth in a different idea than I had a minute ago. Okay, if this works, this will be the first time this painting. And if it doesn't, we'll go to plan C, right? Can you still see it? Turn around that way a little bit. There you go. I'm going to point down with my water. There we go. These misters mist very soft, and that's the benefit of this instead of a regular squirt bottle, which would drench the whole thing and make a hole of no paint left there at all. I don't hate it. Still gonna do something because the flowers need to be white. Don't know why I keep putting all those other colors, blobs and holes and everything on it, but I'm gonna go at it again with the white. You know what, I've never used this palette knife. It's round. Maybe that's what I need. The hard part is, usually I'll just do what's in my head, but this has to be the subject of this. Now they're getting round again. The subject of this is white. How do you do white? I have an idea. I'm gonna grab another wore out old chip brush. Try to get a little bit of white on the edges. Still got a little bit of the green in this, so I'm gonna wet the end of my stencil brush. I'm gonna dip in this Bohemian blue now and just try to get myself what I tried to do with the pink earlier. Just a little bit of movement in there. Dip in my brush in the Bohemian blue, and I'm going to try to put some splatters. Like a contest of how do you do white, and apparently I don't do white very well. Maybe I should go in those leaves a little bit and give them a little bit of shape. Okay, so there we are. I appreciate y'all joining me, and if you have any suggestions of what to do next or what to add, just let me know.